Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 23 November 2023. Thanksgiving night. Happy Thanksgiving. Because it's Thursday, it's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And a knife sale we shall have. Yeah. We got a big one tonight. And I know that you guys are drowsy, so I'll try to keep your interest. Before we get to the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I will post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. Please read the one in the description because there is an addition to item number 6, just pointing out your insurance options that will not be on the on-screen one because I haven't got the slide fixed. Also in the description, at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first goes along with the terms of the sale. It's entitled A Primer for Buyers. It's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So please be familiar with that and agreeable to that if you're going to participate, especially if you're new. It'll make things go much smoother. The second link, as always, is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That video will pertain to you if you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection. That video explains how it all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the last link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in that all-important video description, you'll see those 3 links at the top, then the terms of the sale, and then at the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In that far right column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The price to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right as sharpened by the Apostle P Knife Service. By the way, there will be room for 4 purchased knives to have next day sharpening. So I will be sharpening the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened tomorrow, and they will ship with all the as shown inventory. If you want your knife sharpened and it falls outside that first 4, expect it to ship in less than 4 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of a price in that inventory list, that means the knife you're looking at has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send an inquiry or an I'll take it for anything marked sold. I think that's about it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, I think we got 7 leftovers from last week at some screaming deals. First among them is this knife from Tops. It is the Tops Tanimboca Puukko with an Apostle P edge. It comes in this nice fold-over sheath. Looks like it's been a little bit wet formed to the knife. Not a Scandi grind on this Puukko, but a medium height saber, and it is wearing an Apostle P edge. I sharpened this for this consignor some time ago. It feels like he has not used it at all. So you've got a 1095 blade, 3 9/16 inches in length, kind of a straight spine, maybe a little drop. 4 1/8 inches of handle. It is natural canvas micarta. Looks like it is held on with some brass Phillips screws. How about that? And some thick orange liners. Got a bow drill divot. Superb in the hand. I like the satin primary bevel, and then the blasted flats looks great. So we'll call this near mint no box with an ApostleP edge. These are currently available on Amazon for 120 bucks without an ApostleP edge. We ran this one last week at 95 bucks, didn't sell, dropped it to 85 for the weekend. It is still here. Let's go 75 bucks on the Topps Tanimboca Puukko with an ApostleP edge. No need to sharpen. Next up, from Great Eastern Cutlery, a leftover from GEC. It's a number 87 English Jack, model 871223, in smooth dyed camel bone. And oh, look at that camel bone. There is the mark side. There is the pile side. Gets pretty cool in this area, doesn't it? So you've got 4 7/16 inches of closed length. So it's about the size of a Ben Hogan, but it is adorned like a Washington Jack. You've got the chamfered end cap with the deep stamped unexcelled, cloud shield, double line pinched and rat-tailed bolsters, main clip point, and this is wearing a little bit of honest patina. Cut swedge long pull. I guess I'll call that 7.5 on the pull weight. Big pen blade. So centering wise, the pen blade looks like it's dead down the middle. The main blade is close but favors the right. Let's see, these are out of stock, of course. When I cut the video last week, there were 2 available on eBay for buy it now prices at $305. We ran this one at $250 last week, didn't sell. Dropped it to $220 for the weekend, still here. Your price this week, 200 bucks. $235. I sharpened both blades. It's the GEC Northfield, number 87 English Jack. Next up, we have one from Ryder Reserve, and there is a tin inside the box. This is the model RRR001 razor knife with an easy open notch. So you can snag it on your pants, you can pinch it. 3 15/16 inches of closed length, blue denim micarta covers, arrowhead shield, lined stainless steel bolster. So you have what probably would have been a spear point were it not for the one-hand opening or razor knife feature. About a 7 pull. Nice walk and talk. Centering is off to the right as you're looking at it. But, you know, it's a Rough Rider. It is like new in box. So these are available for a European website. You can pay 45 bucks plus about 30 to ship it. We ran this one last week for $40 all in, shipped priority mail, didn't sell, dropped it to 30 for the weekend, still here this week. And guys, this is certainly suitable for a Christmas gift for a brother-in-law. 25 bucks shipped priority mail, 45 if I sharpen it. That is the Rough Rider Reserve RRR001. Next up, oh how the mighty have fallen. We have one from Tactile Knife Company, and the knife inside is a Rockwall thumb stud, titanium scales, 20 CV blades, 62 Rockwall, made December 12th of 21. There you go. You guys used to be climbing over each other to buy these a year ago. Now you can get a deal. So yes, it does have a 20 CV blade. Nice drop point, 3 inches in length, 4 inches a handle. It is a stainless steel liner lock knife with milled titanium scales. There's your lock engagement. It wears a tip up right hand only deep carry pocket clip. It does have thumb stud deployment. It is pivoting on ball bearings and it works awesome. Rock solid lockup, great action, perfect centering. We'll call it near mint in box. I believe it has been touched up. Probably could use a proper edge. Not that it's dull, it's not by any means. So let's see, these are available new, but with MagnaCut at $2.99. We ran this one last week at $2.25, got no takers, dropped it to $200 for the weekend, still here. Let's go $180 this week. First one of these I think I've ever had listed for under $200. $210 if you like my edge on it. That's the Tactile Rockwall thumb stud. Next up, we have one from the Steelcraft line of Begg knives. Now, I don't know how to tell, and I can't tell you this for sure, but I think this is a first run Rayot produced knife. It's all titanium, two-tone finishing. You have that black cracked ice clip with the ceramic ball detent. You have a blade, I believe, in S30V, but it's not marked as such anywhere on the knife. The reason I think it's an original run Rayot is that it has the IKBS ceramic bearing system. It is a mini Bodega, 2 15/16 blade, 4 1/8 inch handle. Look at the finishing on the ends of the screws. That the heads are on the inside of the lock bar for the steel lock bar insert. Look at the ends of the screws. Perfectly spun, finished. They're gorgeous. There's your lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. Centering is right down the middle. And the flipping action is what you'd expect. Perfect. Couple little scuff scratches on the handle, but pretty gosh darn good shape other than those. These are out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail of $450. We ran this one for $290 a week ago. Dropped it to $260 for the weekend. Didn't sell. This week, $235. Happy Thanksgiving. $260 if you like my edge on it. The Begg Steelcraft Mini Bodega, all titanium two-tone. Next up, we have one from Purvis Blades. The model inside the box, which also has a pouch, is the Primordial from Purvis. Pretty stunning little design, I would say. So you've got a DLC coated and then tumbled titanium handle slash frame and a gorgeous milled clip, the same finishing treatment. Carbon fiber scales. So I guess we'd call this a bolster lock, maybe. I don't know. It is on ball bearings, but it doesn't flip. It opens via that through slot. You've got the same finishing on the blade as the handle. It is M390, 3 3/16 inches of hollow ground goodness. Gorgeous swedge, by the way. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. There's how it locks up. Rock solid. Silky, silky smooth. And centered right down the middle. We'll call it near mint in box. These are currently out of stock. When they were available at a web price of $249. We ran this one last week at $195, then dropped to $175 for the weekend because it was still around. It's still around now. Your price this week, $155 like it is. $185 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Primordial from Purvis. Next up, we have a knife from ZT. We are going bold. with the R.J. Martin Design ZT0609. So you have that bronze anodized and beautifully milled titanium handle. You have the R.J. Martin hollow pivot. You have a smallish ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip, and you have a ball bearing flipper that flips amazing. And here's why it's still around. Merry Christmas 2018. But they'd like to have that one back because it just killed the value of their knife, as you will see. So I got a 20 CV blade, 3 3/8 inches in length. I got a little smuts on there. It's not a scratch. There we go. You've got 4 1/4 inches of handle, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. Your steel inserted titanium frame lock locks up thusly. Dead rock solid. I think the centering favors the lock side a little bit. And there, it has been used and sharpened, and there is a little tiny microchip right there in the belly. So we'll call it near mint in box. Discontinued, out of stock. When they were available, they were $229. Map pricing, brand new. Hard to buy these if they're really nice for under 200 bucks. Generally, they're well in advance of their original web retail. We ran this one last week at 180. Didn't sell. Dropped it to 165 for the weekend. Still here. Your price this week, 150 bucks for a 609. 180 if you'd like my edge on it. Next up, we have one from Leatherman. Guys, everybody knows somebody at Christmas time that needs a Leatherman. And we have a near mint to like new in box Leatherman rebar. Comes in this amazing sheath. This will be the, I don't know, what we call that? Coyote tan. Looks like a Cerakote. The tools are all black oxided. So you have a stamped steel handle frame. You got a plier with removable jaws. You have a main blade, I'm sorry, that is the sheep's foot serrated blade on this side. And then you got can opener. You got large Phillips. Over here on this side, the main blade, 420HC. And you got a large complement of other stuff, a file, an awl, a screwdriver, a scraper. Everything totally squared away. Let's see, 4 inches in closed length, by the way. These are 80 bucks on Amazon. Let's do 55 shipped priority mail on this one, double nickels. 80 if you'd like me to sharpen the main blade. That's the rebar from Leatherman. Next up, we got one from Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. It's a paramilitary too. Camo, it says. So it's a Digicam scaled DLC bladed para 2. The G10 has been lovingly sanded, a little less grippy, a little more shimmery. I think it looks cool, and let's face it, you don't need grippy G10 on a paramilitary 2. It has a proper handle. Blade is S30V. Compression lock, free dropper. Perfectly centered. Rock solid lockup. I kind of dig that. Let's see. Of course, they're discontinued, not a stocking S30V. You buy a new one. I think they're S45, and they cost about, what, 170 bucks now? This one, I'm going to call it excellent in box just because the scales have been sanded. There might be a little burnishing on the edges of the clip, but it's probably nicer than that. Let's do 115 shipped priority mail, 140 with an ApostleP edge. Spyderco Pair 2 Digi DLC. Next up, we have an offering from WR Case & Sons. It is a model 6375 CV large Stockman with amber peach seed jig bone. And this was going to come with a belt pouch. Ooh. Boy, that just screams pocket knife, doesn't it? So, you have a main clip blade. There is just the slightest hint of patina starting on that blade. Everything on cam tangs, by the way. Then in the middle, I've got a sheep's foot and then a short spay. Minimal rubbing on these blades. Of course, it's a Stockman, so no liners. The blades congress together. Walk and talk. Nice. Pull weight, I'm going to say, 6.5. It's been used and sharpened lovingly. Excellent inbox with belt sheath. Let's do 45 bucks like it is, 85 with an ApostleP edge. The Case 6375 CV large Stockman. Next up, maybe the best fifth pocket knife ever. The Case 6220 SS Peanut in blue jig bone, nickel, silver, bolsters and end caps, brass liners, main clip point blade, full height hollow ground, great snap for a little tiny knife, about a 5.5, maybe a 6 pull. Oop. Pen secondary. Closed length is 2 13/16. Again, this one's been used, carried, lovingly sharpened. We'll say it's excellent, no box. Your price, 40 bucks like it is. 70, I sharpened both blades. The Case 6220 SS Peanut. Next up, another one from Case. It's the 6254 SS large trapper in bone, your inventory will say. And I don't know what Case called this. It's not really a saw cut. Or is it? We'll call it chestnut. Federal shield with the Case XX. I think these were made about 2018. True sharp stainless. Muskrat clip main on cam tang. 6.5 pull. Secondary blade is a spay. Nice walk and talk. Both blades beautifully centered. Been used, it's been carried, lovingly sharpened, but very nice. We'll say it's excellent to near mint, no box. Your price, 60 bucks. Gorgeous bone. 95, I sharpened both blades. It's the Case 6254 SS large trapper in bone. Why so specific? Because next up we have another Case 6254 SS large trapper in yellow Delrin. So same 4 3/16 inch closed length, same muskrat clip main blade, same 6.5 pull on cam tang, secondary spay, nice walk and talk. Centering not quite as perfect on this one as it was on the bone, but still not bad. We'll say it's excellent to near mint, no box. It has been lovingly sharpened. Your price, $50, like it is. $85, I sharpened both blades. The case 6254 SS Large Trapper in Delrin. Next up, we go from Bradford, Pennsylvania to Titusville, Pennsylvania. From Great Eastern Cutlery's handcrafted Tidioute cutlery line of classic pocket knives, we have a number 441218, 44 Buffalo Jack, or 44 Magnum gun stock, as I like to call it. I own this knife, you guys probably know that, or one just like it, in Gabon ebony. It is awesome. Nickel silver bolsters and end caps, hot dog shield, black, inky black, Gabon ebony. About a 7.5 pull on that robust clip point blade. Big usable pen blade with a Petty's potato peeler etch. Both blades nicely centered. Walk and talk, awesome. It has been used and touched up. We'll call it near mint in tube though. It ain't hurt. Let's see. Your price $220, like it is. $250 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Tidioute number 44 Buffalo Jack. Next up, from Japan, we have an Mcusta MC0123. It is the Tactility. So Mcusta is kind of a scrunched together word that stands for manufactured custom. Pretty cool knives with their own vibe. Stainless steel liner lock, pillar construction, scaled in black corian. Yes, the same corian they make countertops out of. You think it's durable? I think it probably is. Although this one's got a little scratch in it. You got a deep carry, ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip. You have a spear point blade with a big old swedge, almost a false edge, you could say. Blade steel is VG10, 3 5/8 blade, 4.5 handle. There's the lockup on your stainless steel liner lock. And these are buttery smooth on Teflon washers. They flick. They have a hydraulic feel. Centering is beautiful. Lockup is rock solid. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. We'll call it excellent to near mint in box. And I don't know. Let's see. Out of stock at $150 new. Let's do $100 like it is. $125 with an ApostleP edge on the Mcusta Tactility. Next up, we have a Spidey from Japan. It is an Endura, not just any Endura, but a British Racing Green Endura FFG, full flat ground, and a blade in a ZDP 189. Let's see if I can get that to show up. There we go. It has been sharpened, I believe. Lockup is dead rock solid. Action super free. Centering down the middle. Got a little bit of clip wear. Let's see, 3 13/16 blade, 4 15/16 handle. So these are out of stock at your normal suspects, right? The normal websites. There are some kind of second tier sites that have them available between $150 and $175. One of them might be Country. I can't remember. Your price on this one, mechanically beautiful. Just a little bit of clip wear. You could clean this up, throw a new clip on it, you'd think it was a new knife. Let's do 115 like it is 140 with an ApostleP edge on the Spyderco Endura FFG BRG ZDP. Next up, we've got some cold steels. The first among them is a Recon 1 full size, normal size, and the seller has marked the box with a sticky label, CTS XHP. And that's exactly what it is. So it's what, a second gen Recon 1, but it's in XHP. We'll say it's a Gen 2.5. So they went from that weird fake axis lock to the triad lock, mid lock. But this is not painted AUS 8. This is PVD coated CTS XHP. This is the spear point Recon 1. The right hand clip is installed and it's kind of scuffed up, but if you're a lefty, the lefty clip is present in the box and it is pristine. So yeah, you got a 3 7/8 blade, 5 3/8 handle, the coarse G10, rock solid lockup, free action, nicely centered blade. It's been carried and used a little. I'm pretty sure it's been sharpened. So these are kind of all over the map. Obviously you can't buy this knife new in XHP anymore. So sold listings on eBay run between 106 to 181. So yeah, somewhere north of 150 is what this knife would be if it was pristine. We're doing $100 for the murdered XHP Recon 1 spear. 125 if you like my edge on it. Next, it is another Recon 1 in CTS XHP. This will be the olive drab G10 version. Looks like we've sanded under the clip just a little bit so it's not such a pant shredder. And this will be a Tanto blade in CTS XHP. Now this one's got some scratches in the coating. I would say it's probably been used and touched up, maybe. Maybe not, just been, I don't know, maybe a little. Rock solid triad lockup. Free action. Centering's down the middle. So 5 3/8 handle. 3 7/8 Tanto blade. We'll say it's excellent in box. The right hand clip is installed. The perfect brand new lefty clip is in the box. Discontinued, out of stock. I could not find a current one available or a sold listing. We'll just say $100 like it is. 130 with an ApostleP edge. The Cold Steel Recon 1 Tanto OD PVD XHP. Next up, our last Gone Forever XHP Cold Steel is a medium Espada wearing gray G10. Right hand clip installed, and this one really very little wear. The lefty clip is in the box. Triad lock, mid lock. Beautiful stubby clip point in XHP. Some minor evidence of use. Little hairline scratch in the coating that you can probably not even see. Factory edge on this one. Rock solid lockup. 3.5 inch blade, 5 inch handle. Centering very close. You could probably call it perfect. Of course, discontinued, not a stock in this blade steel in this configuration. I found some sold listings on eBay for black handled XHP medium Espadas ranging between $148 and $185. So this one at $100 ought to be pretty attractive. $100 like it is, $125 with my edge. The Cold Steel medium Espada gray PVD XHP. Next up, we have a Endura. Let's see. That doesn't tell us much. Bronze Sponto. What else do we know? Well, let's see. Ooh. So that's a Endura with an aftermarket layered tan and black G10 scale installed. The original Desert Tan scale is in this baggie, along with a fill tab in bronze, a factory pocket clip in bronze, a male pivot screw. This one, stonewash blade and frame, wearing a deep carry pocket clip. And this is a pre-tri-way pivot, so it's on Teflon and it flips awesome. S35VN 3.5-inch blade. I forgot to turn the page. 4 3/4 handle. Non-inserted titanium frame lock. Locks up like a bank vault. Centering is off, and that's probably just bad reassembly with the aftermarket scale. Bronze standoffs. You could probably get in there and make it right, but in order for it to flip well like it does, your centering is off with this one. So let's see, we'll say it's used and sharpened, excellent in box. Your price, $350, which is nice considering you get a custom scale and a deep carry clip. $375 if you'd like it to come with an ApostleP edge. So that's in your inventory as Endura XM18 3.5 Sponto Tan Plus Custom Scale. And you will need to use all of that when you send your I'll Take It, because I have a bunch of Enduras. The description is important. Okay? So $350 like it is, $375 sharpened. Endura XM18 3.5 Sponto Tan Plus Custom Scale. Next up, we got a Bark River knife. It is a Bravo 1 and 3V with black canvas, micarta, and blue liners. Comes in the ambidextrous Bravo sheath that you can carry low, high, or horizontal, and it's ambidextrous. There is the knife. It's beautiful. It's CPM 3V. There's your black canvas. There are your blue liners. It is the jimped ramp version. You got 4 1/4 inches of blade. Little fire steel activity on that spine. And 4 13/16 inches of handle. We'll call it near mint in box just because of the work on the spine. These are out of stock. Would have been $240, $245 web retail when they were available. Let's do $195 shipped, priority mail on this one. $220 with an ApostleP edge. Bark River Bravo 1 and 3V. Next up, we have a Bark River knife that I've actually never seen in the wild, so to speak. It is the Smoke Jumper in black canvas micarta. Such a cool knife. There's your sheath. It looks like it might have had the waterproof treatment. Interesting because it has the flap that protects the handle from the snap. However, there's exposed stuff all over the other side of it, so it's got some, it has some guard scuffs from the sheath. No big deal, just polished the aluminum. Anyway, what a cool knife. So the handle is a hidden full tang. So you have book matched pieces of black canvas micarta that completely encompass a full tang. Super cool. I love that sort of Randall style cross guard. Your blade steel on this one is CPM 3V. Blade length is 6 inches, and then the handle is 5 1/8. They rarely run this model, and it is phenomenal in the hand. I mean phenomenal. Like I said, some bolster or some guard wear from the sheath snaps. There's a little scuffy spot in the handle, but nothing that couldn't be easily remedied with a little sandpaper and some flits. The blade looks like, doesn't really feel like it's even been used. There may be a little bit of wear at the tip, but very little. So let's see. Out of stock, rarely run, unobtainium, none for sale, none recently sold. An iconic pattern from Bark River. Let's do 265 like it is. 300 if you want me to sharpen it. And I might even, do a little cosmetic fluff and buff. Just because I'm that kind of guy. That is the smoke jumper from Bark River. Next up, we have a pretty special knife, guys. It's from Cold Steel. And this would be a Lynn Thompson era Cold Steel. And it's the AK-47 field knife, model 14AKA. Now they're still making these under the new ownership of Cold Steel. They're making them in Taiwan, however. This is an Italy produced knife in the Secure X sheath with the removable affixment system in nylon. So you got CPM 3V blade, Italy, 5 3/16 inches of blade, a robust little clip point, looks like 3/16 stock, had a little fire steel activity going on the spine, and there's some pretty good scratches in the blade face on this one. OD green G10 handle, and the handle is 5 1/8, full tank construction, removable scales. So you can buy the new ones, the Taiwan produced ones, online right now for $142. This one, I think, a little piece of history if you're a Cold Steel fan. We'll call it excellent in box. Little scuff on the sheath, little scuff in the blade. Let's do 110 like it is, 140 with an ApostleP edge. The AK-47 fixed blade from Cold Steel. Next up, we have one from Boker Plus. The knife inside is the 01BO311 Bullpup from Boker Plus. Marlowe Knives design. A gorgeous stonewashed clip point blade in VG10. 3 3/16 inches is your blade length. The handle's 4 1/8. It is a stainless steel liner lock with titanium bolsters, a right-hand tip-up clip, and they're calling this material tan canvas micarta. Nice little thumb stud access. Only the right-hand stud on this knife. It's a right-handed knife after all. Blade length is 3 3/16, handles 4 1/8. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. It is on phosphor bronze washers. Centering's down the middle. Condition on the bullpup will be near mint to like new in box. They are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they were $125 web retail. One sold listing on eBay at $116. Don't know if that was a new knife or what. Your price on this one, $85 like it is, $110 with an ApostleP edge. That's the bullpup from Boker Plus. Next up, we have one from the Max Ace Knives Company. This is the MSM10 Samurai. It is A stainless steel liner lock knife scaled in 3D machine black G10. Nice looking proprietary pivot design, don't you think? Right hand tip up pocket clip. Beautiful ergos for flicking open with the thumb. You have a 3 5/8 blade in K110 from Bowler, bi-finished, acid stone washed on the bevel and swedge, and then satin flats. Blade length 3 5/8. Almost a Japanese Tanto shape. Yeah, they didn't used to have, 5-inch handle. And although it's a pretty heavy stainless steel liner lock, the knife does not feel heavy in hand at all. Actually, the ergos are really, really nice. It is on a ball bearing pivot, by the way. Pretty cool knife, I got to say. So we'll say it is near mint in box. Perfect action, perfect centering, perfect lockup. They are out of stock. When they're available, looks like web prices were $85 to $88. Your price on this one, $65 all in, shipped priority mail, $90 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Max Ace MSM 10 Samurai. Next up, from Spyderco, Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. We got a pair 3 and M390. That's all. A little DLT exclusive. Red G10 handle, bright hardware, satin blade. There's your M390 blade. Unmolested. A fairly virginal factory edge, rock solid lockup. Free dropping blade. Perfect centering. It's a great example. Let's see. They're out of stock at DLT. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $224 and $289. This one, we'll say near mint. In box, your price $210 like it is. $240 with an ApostleP edge. It's a Spyderco pair 3, red and M390. Next up, you sort of, let's say real Spyderco fans are going to appreciate this knife. It's a Stretch 2 in Vitoku 2 steel. It's got that light blue-gray FRN, sprint run, midlock, and it's got the clad Vitoku 2 blade steel. SUS 410 is your cladding steel. Let's see if I can get the camera to pick that up. And because the cladding is soft, it picks up scratches. This one's been scratched up, polished, you know. It's been maybe sharpened, not very well, but not very much either. Rock solid lockup. Smooth action, beautifully centered blade. We'll say excellent in box. Cosmetic blade stuff noted. These are discontinued, not a stock everywhere, but Country Knives, who has one at least available for $160. No sold listings on eBay for this model. This is a Spyderco user's knife, right? Great steel, Japanese tool steel. Superb ergos. Let's do 90 on this one like it is, 115 sharpened. Spyderco Stretch 2, blue-gray, Vitoku 2. Next up, from the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon, it is a 940-2 Osborne. So we have the smooth black 3D machine G10, toxic green hard anodized aluminum standoffs, Parkerized Emerson style clip, S30V blade, 3 3/8 inches in length, 4 7/16 handle, rock solid lockup, nice free blade. I don't know if it's quite a free, yeah, it is a free dropper. Centering's dead, condition near mint to like new in box. It might have seen some pocket time, but very little. These are currently $207 Benchmade map pricing at your favorite web retailer. Let's do $160 on this one like it is $185 with an ApostleP edge. Benchmade 940-2 Osborne. Next up, another Benchmade. This is a black box version. Now we had the big brother to this knife a couple weeks ago. This is the 427 SBK Mini Velation, designed by Butch Valaton. It has a set of hard anodized black aluminum scales, kind of a swell center handle, Parkerized deep carry clip axis lock mechanism. It is an axis assist knife, so you have the spine mounted safety that prevents it from being accidentally opened or closed. Unlock it, touch off the thumb stud, and out she springs. A black harpoon spear point blade, I guess we'd call that, in S30V. 3 3/16 blade, 4 3/8 handle. Those aluminum scales over thick steel liners. I got a carbide glass breaker, ambidextrous tip-up clip, rock solid lockup, axis assist spring, beautiful centering. We'll say near mint in box. Discontinued, not a stock when they were last available. They have a map price of $221. Let's do $140 on this one. $165 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. The Benchmade 427 SBK Mini Velation. Next up, a very cool knife from Gerber. Yes, indeedy. This is the Gerber Covert Auto, the large size, not the mini. Designed by Applegate and Fairbairn. Black, hard anodized, fluted, aluminum scales. Button lock automatic with safety. DLC blade in S30V. False top edge, combo edge. Signed by Rex Applegate and William Fairbairn. Action's beautiful. Lock up. Once the button seats, it's rock solid. Centering. Very, very close. Might favor the left very slightly. Condition on this one, near mint, no box. They're discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they were $125 web retail. Let's do $90 on this one. No box, but very nice knife. $115 if you like it with my edge on it. The Gerber Covert Auto. Next up, do you need a truck glove box knife? Well, here it is. From Cold Steel, the medium Voyager Tanto. Nicely textured black FRN. No box with this one and only the right hand clip. Okay. Triad lock. Tanto blade. I'm assuming OS 8. Not marked. Rock solid lockup. Action smooth but not particularly free. Centering dead down the middle. Near mint, no box. By the way, 3 inches of blade, 4 1/4 handle. Your price, $35 shipped priority mail. When you consider I'm going to spend $10 on postage, you're buying the knife for $25 plus postage. That's a lot of knife for $25 plus postage. $65 with my edge. Cold Steel, medium, Voyager, Tanto. Next up, from Microtech. It is not an Ultratech. So it's in the wrong box. It is a Microtech SOCOM Elite manual action. Black hard anodized aluminum handle, Tractech inserts. Right hand tip down clip. Ball bearings and thumb studs, boys. M390 blade, 4 inches in length. Handle 5 inches. It is a titanium liner lock. Locks up thusly. It is dead rock solid. Centering is right down the middle. Action doesn't get any better than that. This one was born May of 2018. Serial number 1262. It has been used and sharpened. It is near mint, wrong box. Some tiny little areas that you can see some wear and the coating on the handle, but very slight. Out of stock at $324 web retail. Your price on this one, $240 like it is, $270 with an ApostleP edge. Microtech SOCOM Elite SE for single edge. Next up, don't get confused, we have another Microtech, and it is another SOCOM Elite, but this is the auto single edge in the apocalyptic standard finish model 160A-10AP. So we got black hard anodized aluminum. Notice, because of the absence of the locking liner on the automatic version, we don't have any screw heads, so we can put Tractech over here on the clip side. Button lock automatic. Whack! Apocalyptic finish on the blade, which is like an acid stonewash. So 4-inch blade, 5-inch handle. Button lock auto. Rock solid lockup. Strong spring. Perfect centering. Thwack. Born 8 of 2018, serial number 0630. Near mint inbox. These are available currently for $324 web retail. Your price on this one, $265 like it is, $295 with an ApostleP edge. Microtech 160A-10AP SOCOM Elite Auto SE. And if you're sending an I'll take it, be sure you write the word auto, because we have the manual version as well, okay? Next up, we got a little run of hinders coming up, boys. First one, a 3.5-inch XM18 fatty. It's a Spanto in all titanium. All titanium. So it looks to me like a bronze-ish working finish. And I'm going to say that because I'm going to hold up the next knife next to it. And you can see it's more bronze than all gray, right? Whoops. Actually flips pretty doggone well. Blade is S35VN in the working finish. Appears to be unsharpened. Lockup is rock solid. This is not a tri-way pivot. This is a Teflon washer knife. So no insert in the frame lock. Doesn't need one. Works beautifully. Centering's beautiful. Condition near mint in box. And you guys know that the fatties don't come cheap with the 3/16 blade stock, and the all titanium does not come cheap. Your price on this one's going to be $475 like it is, $500 with an ApostleP edge, near mint in box. On these hinders, because I got a bunch of them, use my whole description when you send your I'll take it. This one will say Hinder XM18 3.5 Spanto Fatty All Tie. $475 like it is, $500 with an ApostleP edge. Next up, more Hinderer. Well, that's probably pretty hard to read. But what it is this. Another all titanium. This is in gray working finish. Got a little U.S. military themed pocket clip going on. All titanium, slicer, non-flipper, working finish. S35 blade, 3.5 blade, 4 3/4 handle. Titanium frame lock, pre-tri-way, so no steel insert, and Teflon washers. And this guy's is Bodega. Nice detent, super free action. Centering is dead. And you're going to get a flat dark earth scale and a bronze liner if you'd like to go that way. Yeah, so near mint, inbox, $475 like it is, $500 with an ApostleP edge. There's probably what, $600 or $700 worth of Hinderer there if you had to buy this brand new back in the day. So your description will say Hinderer XM18 3.5 slicer non-flipper all tie FDEG 10. $475 like it is, $500 shipping. Next up, we have more fatty. So it's another Hinderer 3.5 inch XM18 fatty edition with the 185 thick blade. It's a Warncliffe. Sand colored G10. Bronze anodized stonewash frame. And then stonewash blade and S35 VN. 3.5 inches of blade, 4 3/4 handle. Pre-tri-way, so no steel insert, no ball bearings. Teflon washers. Flips well. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. And this one is beautifully centered. Very near mint in box. This will be in your inventory as Hinderer XM18 3.5 Warney Fatty. Your price, $340 like it is, $365 with an ApostleP edge. Next up, our Hinderer party rocks on. Back in the day, we just used to write with a black Sharpie. So this will be in your inventory as Hinderer XM18 3.5 Sponto GY plus Digi. So gray G10 plus Digicam. I'll show you the Digicam here. You're going to get a titanium liner and a Digicam scale. Yeah. So stonewash finish on blade and handle. Sponto blade, S35 VN, 3.5 inches in length, 4 3/4 handle. This is wearing its factory edge. Rock solid lockup, engaged thusly. I wrote centering close, and in order to get this to flip well, the centering is going to be off to the left. You might be able to take it apart and adjust, but it flips great. If you try to tighten it down to get the blade centered, it will not flip great as it's assembled. So it's in your inventory as Hinderer XM18 3.5 Sponto GY for gray plus Digi for Digicam. Near mint inbox, your price $330 like it is, $355 with an TheApostleP edge. Next up, our last hand drawer in tonight's sale. And this is a good one, boys, a really good one. It'll say Bowie ACU camo, but it really doesn't have ACU camo. It's been accessorized. So in the box, you're going to get that frag pattern FDE G10 scale, flat dark earth, with a needed liner for assembling it. But the knife is wearing a bronze anodized stonewashed titanium scale. Over here, you got the original plain stonewashed titanium, bronze anodized clip. Interesting pillar cups, aren't they? They're like mosaic, but I'm not sure how they did that. Green anode, bronze anode, little shamrock thing going on. Let's see, how's she flip? Pretty good. Non-tri-way knife, so no steel insert, no ball bearings, just Teflon washers. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. S35 VN Bowie blade. This one appears to have been touched up. 3.5 inch blade. 4 3/4 handle. All working beautifully. Centering on this one down the middle. Great flipping action. So you get the all titanium, or you can change it up a little bit and go with the flat dark earth G10. And again, that is a whole lot of Endura money sitting there, guys. This one can be yours at $450 like it is, $475 with an TheApostleP edge. That is in your inventory as Endura XM18 3.5 Bowie all tie plus FDE. Next up, time for a little Chris Reeve action. The knife in this box is Zan. Yes, siree. Here's your birth card. Born July 30th, 2015. Running an S35 VN blade. A gorgeous Zan. It looks like the user wasn't a big fan of snail trails. This has been lovingly scotch-brighted to clean up, which I think makes the crosshatch on the Zan look awesome, by the way. It just makes things pop. I like it. Action, awesome. I put new O-rings on this knife, by the way. It came in without any, so it sounds very hydraulic as it locks up because those are brand new. There is your lock engagement with the ceramic ball bearing lock interface. Ultra smooth. Perfectly centered. If you don't know, you get 3 5/8 inches of blade, 4 3/4 inches of handle. We'll call it near mint inbox. Light Scotch Brite noted. eBay sold listings ranging between $450 and $600 for knives in similar condition. This one $450 like it is, $475 with an TheApostleP edge on the Zan. This is a definite throw it in your pocket, beat it to death Zan, and it is mechanically gorgeous. Love that knife. Next up, more from Chris Reeve. There's the new style box. It's got a large Sebenza 21 in it. Tanto blade in S35 VN. Birth card says it came into being October 20th, 2016. Tanto blade. New hardness spec on the S35. Then we got a little baggie of stuff. I got extra washers. I have a fill tab. And I have the original bushing and rear standoff. I got some screws and a wrench. Again, a lot of Scotch-Brighton going on in this one. This seller must have not liked snail trails. So the reason that original hardware is in the bag is because I got gold lanyard post, gold rear bushing, gold thumb stud, and a Tanto blade. Which, by the way, operates amazingly. It's almost, whoops, it's better than that. It's almost like I already tuned it. There's your engagement, old style Sabenza, full engagement, rock solid lockup. A little Chris Reeve hydro stick, just what you want. Now this blade, I think the Tanto's just ground a little wonky, so it appears to be off center a little bit to the lock side. And it's more grind than anything else, I think. Just beautifully operating knife. Let's see. We'll call it excellent in box. Your price, $450 like it is, $480 with an TheApostleP edge. That's Chris Reeve Large Sabenza 21 Tanto. And that brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale, and it is the Rob's pick. So my early birds did not see this. This is a large Sabenza 21, raindrop Damascus blade, and black canvas micarta inlays. Here is your birth card. It came into being January 16th of 2017. Has the black canvas micarta inlays and the Devin Thomas stainless steel raindrop Damascus. The knife is in the think twice, cut once slip. It has a little smudge on it. Here is the knife. Oh yeah. This is wearing a milled titanium clip. The original clip is in the box. That looks awesome, by the way. Oh my. This has been sharpened. It's polished, but I wouldn't call it particularly sharp, just so you know. Oh, 3 9/16 blade. Look at that Damascus. 4 3/4 handle. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up. When I pulled this out of the box, I thought it had been file worked, but it's not. That's just a regular crown spine, but the way the raindrop reveals on that spine, it makes it look like it has texture. Just a gorgeous hunk of steel right there. Beautiful lockup. It is rock solid. Unbelievable action. Nicely centered. Unbelievable action. That is gorgeous. We'll call it near mint in box. Your price, $650 like it is. $675 with an TheApostleP edge. Guys, if you don't have a Damascus 21, that'd be the one to buy. I mean, it's got good stuff, but it's still a user. That's just beautiful. Beautiful. If I were right-handed, that sucker, you'd never see it. That, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the TheApostleP channel, Thanksgiving edition. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're still awake. I am. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp, and happy Thanksgiving. Now go get you some deals.